He is an associate professor at NC State's Department of Horticultural Science. His research aims to use genetic approach to understand genes controlling quality characteristics in fruits and vegetables. Specifically, he works on phytochemicals that provide color to fruit and vegetables and health benefits for our diet. Give it up for Dr. Massimo Iorizzo.
Okay, thank you. So we will switch a little bit gear, and instead of talking about dye, and so in my world of fruit and vegetable, when we talk about dye, actually we talk about pigments, bioactive, and nutrients. You can see here some of the source of pigments or nutrients from fruit and vegetable. They have a different color. So in some cases, they are a source of nutrients like alpha and beta carotene from sweet potato, for example. It's an essential nutrient in our diet. Or there are other lutein from banana, lycopene from watermelon, or anthocyanin and chlorophyll from spinach and blueberry that are colorant, that are nutrient and also are bioactive. And then they have some health property. So for in my world, when I talk about color from fruit vegetable, I talk about pigments and health benefits. But in the last few years, with the concern about the synthetic colorants, then has started to attract attention of use of fruit and vegetable as a source of natural colorant. This is a market that is growing very, very much because these are natural colorants that can be used in different applications. Now, it comes with a challenge. And some of the challenges were mentioned before. It's challenging to find a stable source of natural colorants because you need to produce at the scale that it's needed for certain products. And most importantly, natural colorants, unfortunately, don't come as stable as the synthetic colorant. They are exposed to different pH, different metrics, different temperature, and different processing. So it's not as stable as the synthetic colorant. So in my lab, what we do, the other thing is that natural colorant, they don't come, you cannot synthesize in the lab as easily as the synthetic colorant. There is a machine in the plant, genes, called genes, that synthesize the colorant. So then we need to understand the genes that synthesize this colorant. So that has been one of the part of my lab, of my work. It's understand what pigments make the color of different fruit and vegetables. So then we try to connect color to bioactive, to gene, and to DNA assay. And why we do that? Because when we want to develop a new cultivar of any fruit and vegetable, we can use a DNA marker, DNA strategy to select for those desired color or certain specific colorant or bioactives, okay? So that is the reason why we study genetics of the bioactives. One of the crops that I work with is carrot, and you can understand that even though we know mainly carrot has been orange, you can see from here that you have it all, right? You have all type of color in carrot. So, carrot is viewed as a healthy vegetable. It provides about 60% of the beta-carotene, which is the precursor of provitamin A. We must uptake provitamin A in our diet. So it's very important vegetable, carrot. So, and then multiple health benefits have been associated with carrot. Everybody likes carrot because it's healthy. So, how carrot is used? Largely as a fresh or processed vegetable, but in the last few years it's gained attraction as a application in the natural colored industry. And one particular color that has been used from carrot, it's the purple carrot, which is very, very not much used you don't find much in the store, purple carrot, but it's very, very popular in some part of the world. So, but purple carrot, it's produce anthocyanin, which can provide a wide range of colors from pink to purple. It produces a large amount of anthocyanin. Consumer, there are some companies that have been doing internal survey, and they found that consumers like to see carrot as a source of natural colorant in the labels. And then carrot has a large amount of acylated anthocyanin. So carrot largely produce cyanidin. These are 5 structures of cyanidin carrot produce, but the 3 of them are called acylated. This chemical structure, for the chemical structure they have, they are acylated anthocyanin. And what we found in a study we conducted is that acylated anthocyanin are more stable at different pH and different temperature that they are exposed. So in the last few years, about 10 years, I've been studying about the color of carrot, the genetic mechanism that control the color of carrot. And here it's an example. From white to yellow carrot, there is 1 gene in the genome of carrot that make the conversion. And there are 3 genes actually that make the conversion from yellow to orange carrot. So what about purple? Purple, basically, in carrot, there are 3 genes in the carrot genome that make carrot to be purple. And these 3 genes basically activate the cascade of genes that are needed in the carrot plants, in the carrot cell, to accumulate anthocyanin. You can start to understand that synthetic colorant, it's much easier, the mechanism of producing those, but natural, no. You first need to understand very, very complex genetics in the plants to understand how do you make these pigments. In the purple carrot, actually, there is another gene that we identified that control the acylation, that reaction that I told you that it's very important for stabilizing the colorant. There is a gene in chromosome 3 of carrot that synthesizes the acylation reaction. And then we were able to find the gene, and now we have a DNA marker that you can see there. We can run a PCR, a simple PCR reaction, and then we can distinguish the plants that have high acylated anthocyanin or low acylated anthocyanin. And why this is important? Because like I told you before, if we select carrot that have high acylated anthocyanin, they will produce a pigments that can be used in the industry, in the natural colorant industry, that is more stable. So that's why it's important. So then we can use these tools now. All the genes that we've identified actually can be used in order to select for the color you want, the crop of color you want, in this case carrot, but also not only for the color, but also for the structure of the anthocyanin that you desire because can be more stable in the application in the natural colorant industry. Well, with this, I hope you get a better idea that it's a little bit more complicated working with natural colorant. We pay a price for that, but it's feasible and require a lot of research. And thank you for your attention, and use and eat colorful fruit and vegetables.
Okay, eat your fruits and veggies. We're going to go over here.
Thank you so much. That was fascinating. So this is a really dumb question probably, but does the genetic makeup transfer from different vegetables? So does a purple eggplant or a purple green pepper have the same genetic makeup as a purple carrot? And I want to start saying purple because that was such a better way to say it. It made me happy.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So actually, we are. The good thing is that there are a large number of the genes that make up the bone of the synthetic pathway. They are conserved across species, and yes, we can find genes that are in eggplants that maybe are doing the same thing in carrot. But there are some genes, like the one that I told you about, that they modify the structure of the anthocyanin for them to be acylated. They are not highly conserved. You need to do some extra work to find them. So it really depends where they are in the process of synthesizing. Some are very, very conserved, some are not.
One more question. Anybody over here? Yes.
You commented on how some colors are bioactive. Is that a lot of the colors in fruits and vegetables that are bioactive, or a kind of a very small amount?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So yeah, the one that I showed there, alpha and beta carotenoid, anthocyanin, lutein, lycopene, chlorophyll, they are bioactive. They have bioactivity. So some of them in general, we call them bioactive. Some of them are retained, considered a nutrient because are essential in our diet. Some of them, like lycopene, lutein, or anthocyanin, they are not essential as the way that we see. They are not structural of our diet, but they provide benefits. So the one that I showed you there, those 4 or 5 family of bioactive diets, they have a biological activity in our body. Thank you.
So I want to ask the last question. Which carrot came first? Orange, purple?
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. So I talked about how plants synthesize this metabolism, but one of the questions that I try to answer also for carrot, for example, is the history of carrot domestication and the selection of the orange carrot, for example. No, orange carrot was not the first. The first carrot were purple and yellow about 1,000, 1,200 years ago. Those are the first reported carrot. And then orange carrot actually was selected in the 1500, 1600 in Northern Europe. And actually we did some work recently that demonstrated that. So yeah, and then red came after, probably in Asia. And then white, actually, it's a color that existed probably along with the other one since the beginning. Carrot, actually, it's meaning that the plants, the root doesn't produce any pigments, so then it's white.
Thank you so much. Fascinating. Dr.
Thank you.
Iorizzo.